Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to go ahead and do our letter I folder. And don't forget that up here it's going to say learn about letter light. And we're going to put the letter I up here. I'm going to put a capital I. And then down here at the bottom, you're going to practice writing your name on this big, long line. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name. And it says, letter light I has impossible inches. And Mr. I is actually missing something from this picture. He's missing his light that's on his shoulder because he lights the way to making words. All right. If you want to go ahead and color Mr. I, you can go ahead and do that. You might want to pause the video or wait until I'm done. I'm going to open up our letter folder. And we're going to go ahead and look inside and see what we have here. It says, what will letter light I measure? So we're going to measure things that start with letter I. So, oh, my yellow bled through just a little bit. So I have, what are these, boys and girls? Are those insects? Can Mr. I measure insects? Does insect start with I? It sure does. I'm going to go ahead and circle my insects. What about this? What is that? Is that something that starts with I? What does that start with? I think it is a snake, and snake starts with S. So I'm going to put an S on our snake because snake is not going to start with letter I. What about this picture up here? What is that? Is that a fence? Fence. Does fence start with I? What does it start with? Oh, good job. That is letter F. We're going to put an X on that because it's letter F. What about this last one? This is an igloo. Igloo. Does igloo start with I? Good job. You bet it does. We're going to circle up our igloo because it starts with I. So we've circled two things at the top, insects and igloo, and we've marked out two things at the top, snake and fence. Down here, it's the tricky one, boys and girls. Remember when we had to identify the letter in the middle? So I'm going to get me a pencil, and I hope we're going to be able to see it on here. So this, we're listening for the center, or listening for the middle. So remember, there's the beginning, and there's the end. We talked about those before. Final sound and onset sound. This is the middle. So this is a w-i-g, wig. I'm going to write it. W-I-g. Do you see the I in the middle? So wig is one of those things that has I in the middle. We're going to circle the wig because wig has the I in the middle. What about this? What's that? Am. Let's see. Be sure you can see it. Is there an I in the middle right there? Oh, you're right. That is not an I. I better put an X on that because ham is not one of those words, is it? What about this animal? What is that? Sh. S-H says sh. Is there an I in the middle? Good job. Okay, circle your fish because there is an I in the middle. Our last one on this side, what is that? Cat. Cat. Does cat have an I in the middle? Oh, you're right again. It has an A. I'm going to put an X on our cat. All right, so if you look carefully, I circled the wig and the fish because it has I in the middle. And I put an X on the ham and the cat because there is no I in the middle of those words. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to turn my paper over. Oh my, there's some sentences here. Look at that. Let's sound out these words. Pin, pin, pin. Fin, fin. It, pit. Pan. Okay, so we have pin, fin, pit, pan. And we're looking at our paper, and you can see that there's a capital letter at the beginning, a punctuation mark at the end, which tells us to take a break. So this is see, sight word, the. See the, what is that? Is it a pin, a fin, a pit, or a pan? What is that? If you said pin, you are correct. We're going to put pin on this line. It's right here. P, I, N. Pin. Good job. I'm going to mark that out so I know I used it. See the pin? Punctuation mark at the end. Good job. Okay, we're going to do our next one. What is that? This looks like waves and something sticking out of it. Do you think that could be a fin? Could that be a fin? Okay, let's see. We have our capital letter for our sentence, punctuation mark at the end, which tells us to take a break. We have a couple of sight words. There is a, what is that? Is it a fin? Is it a pit? Is it a pan? There is a, good job. If you said fin, you are correct. We're going to make fin with our letters F, I, N. There is a fin. Punctuation mark. Good job, because you know we take a break when we see that period or any other punctuation mark at the end. All right, we have our last sentence. Capital letter tells us it's the beginning of the sentence. Punctuation mark tells us it's the end of the sentence. We have a couple of sight words. Remember, when I stands by itself, it says I. When A stands by itself, it says A, or sometimes it says depending on how you pronounce that. I have a, what is that? What is that? Forgot to mark out my fin up there. Sorry. Okay. I have a pit. Is that a pit? I have a pan. Oh, that must be it. I have a pan. Punctuation mark. Good job, boys and girls, with your sentences. Way to go. On the back, my words bled through just a little bit, so I'll cover that up. You can do this part with Mom and Dad. It says, I am, and it says how many inches you are tall, and my foot is however many inches long it is. Now, the fun part is you can draw something like, I can measure the table. You could put the table on there, draw a picture of your table. I could measure the chair. You could draw a picture of your chair. You could put, I can measure the pencil or the crayon that you're using. You can do those things. Or you could, even if you want to, you can measure your foot. Put your foot on there. Trace your foot. So I'm going to let you all decide how to do that. Way to go on the Mr. I. Go ahead and color Mr. I if you want to. It's a sunshiny day, so I hope you guys are going to go outside and enjoy the sunshine. Look for those insects and those pollinators that are out there pollinating our plants and flowers. I will see you later. Bye, boys and girls.